this is vintage Kasparov, right? Understanding the dynamics of the position, F5 lashing out, even though he's 62 years old, which, again, doesn't mean nursing home, but it does mean maybe not as much of a killer instinct as before. Queen went back to E2, and now he's like, all right, I want to target this pawn. I'm going to potentially go over here. I'm going to double my rooks on the D file. One of these options, rook D4. Here comes the doubling. There we go. Queen takes. How do you guard this pawn? If you play it very passively, I'll play pawn C6, negating any movement of the knight, and now I can't even bring my queen over here. Also, B5 ideas in the future if I want them. And this is black's game to win. Kasparov, you know, on top of having excellent opening preparation, excellent attacking skills, excellent understanding of dynamic chess, you also have to be a menace in the endgame. And in the long run, black is going to have too many pawns here. They're going to end up marching on this side of the board. You know, one thing you have to avoid at older age, frankly, anybody should avoid this, is time trouble. It doesn't matter if you have a really good advantage. Suddenly you're going to, you know, blunder it. And blunder is a strong word. But basically, he had to avoid allowing Vichy to put the pawn on d4. So he went here and allowed Vichy to get this. Had Kasparov went here and Vichy gone knight e2, there would have been bishop takes pawn. So this maneuver of knight e2 followed by d4 while it attacks the rook is very subtle, but Kasparov allows it, and now doesn't have as much of an advantage as he did, but still a very comfortable position. 30 seconds per player. I mean, Kasparov doing his best. 13 seconds on the clock. Not too much time remaining. Vichy shuffling around. Now we have a rook endgame. Look at this. Pawn to f4, sacrificing a pawn. King to f5, 2-on-1, looking to break through. Rook to g7, he's looking for g3. And my man, Gary Chess, the inventor of chess as we know it, at least that's what the internet says, plays this tricky move, rook to g6. If pawn takes h2 would have been played here, there would have been rook f6 mate. So rook f6 is set up, rook g6 only move, and here Vichy had to be very, very careful, and he makes a big mistake. Kasparov, you know, sly with his little idea here. If pawn takes, I sneak through. And the pawns are too far apart for the king to stop both. It's over. g4, d4. The king can come here, but this pawn will go through. The king can come back. You can't stop both pawns. Kasparov's so nifty. One mistake, and he ends up going on to win the first game of the match, as Anand just simply isn't fast enough. Pawn to g5, pawn to d2, pawn to f6 check. Any move is fine. You can even walk all the way back. But in this position, I queen, and I queen with check, and the game is over.